Hello, and welcome back to our channel. I'm so glad you're here. As we move through our 50s, 60s, and beyond, we start to truly appreciate the value of a deep, restful night's sleep, don't we? It's not just about feeling less tired. It's about healing, memory consolidation, and truly restoring our entire system for the day ahead. Our bedroom is meant to be our sanctuary, the one place dedicated entirely to peace and rejuvenation. But what if I told you that your sanctuary might be quietly stressed? What if some of the most common, comforting, and essential items in your bedroom are subtly sending out invisible energy waves, an electromagnetic field, or EMF, that your body has to work against all night long? Now, before you worry, please know this is not about fear. This is about knowledge, about gentle awareness, and about making small, mindful changes that can have a big impact on your well-being. We're not talking about dangerous high-level radiation. We're talking about the cumulative effect of constant, low-level electromagnetic stress from the devices of modern life. Think of it less like a sudden storm and more like a gentle, persistent drizzle that over time can make everything feel a little damp. Today, we are going to shine a light on 5 everyday bedroom items that secretly emit radiation, and one of them, number 4 on our list, is likely right beside your bed. Closer than you think. You don't need to be a scientist or an expert to understand this, just a wise, thoughtful person who values their health. Let's walk through this together, calmly and practically. Item number 1, the ever-present smart TV or monitor. Our first item is something many of us rely on for a little winding down before bed. The smart television or any large computer monitor left plugged in. Think about our friend, Eleanor, a lovely woman in her late 60s from Manchester. Eleanor and her husband, David, loved watching the evening news and a favorite drama before turning in. They had a beautiful, large, flat-screen TV at the foot of their bed. Eleanor started noticing that she was waking up frequently around 3 a.m., feeling a little agitated and unable to drift back to sleep, despite feeling tired. Now, a smart TV, even when off, is rarely truly off. It's often in standby mode, still connected to Wi-Fi, waiting for a signal, and often its internal power supply is humming. This constant waiting generates a low-level electric and magnetic field. If the TV is only a few feet from your toes and the wires run through the wall directly behind it, that exposure can be constant throughout the night. The gentle solution, the simple remedy here, which Eleanor eventually adopted, is to treat the TV like a lamp. Plug your TV and all associated devices, like a cable box or sound bar, into a single power strip, and flip that switch to the off position before you get into bed. This physically cuts the electrical connection, bringing the field down to 0. It's a tiny ritual that restores true peace to the electrical environment of your room. Item number 2, the cordless phone base station. Next, let's look at something a bit more old-fashioned, but still very common. The cordless, decked, phone base station. You see, many of us, especially our generation, still prefer the reliability and comfort of a landline phone. The modern cordless phones use something called DECT technology, which stands for Digitally Enhanced Cordless Telecommunications. To ensure the handset is always ready to ring, the base station is constantly sending out a signal, a series of short, powerful radio frequency bursts to the handset. Whether you are using it or not, consider Robert from Sydney. He keeps his cordless phone base right on his bedside table so he never misses a call in the night. Robert noticed he was experiencing persistent mild headaches that seemed worse in the morning. The issue is proximity. The power of a radio signal drops off dramatically with distance. Keeping a device that is designed to be constantly communicating right next to your head all night, every night, places you in its highest exposure zone. The gentle solution, unlike a cellular phone, a cordless phone must have its base station plugged in. The easy fix is to simply move that base station out of the bedroom entirely. Place it in a hall, a kitchen, or an office, somewhere you can still hear the ringer, but at least 10 to 15 feet away from where you sleep. Robert moved his base station to his kitchen counter, and within a few weeks, his morning headaches began to subside. He realized he didn't need that constant electronic chatter so close to his head while he was meant to be resting. Item number 3, the Wi-Fi router that never sleeps. Our third item is the modern-day nervous system of the home, the Wi-Fi router. We love our Wi-Fi. It gives us instant access to information, allows us to video chat with grandchildren, and streams our favorite music. But a Wi-Fi router is a constant two-way radio transmitter. It's sending out pulsed radio frequency energy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, making sure every device in the house is connected. If your router is located in your bedroom, perhaps because that's where the cable comes into the house, or to ensure a strong signal, you are sleeping in a constant bubble of microwave radiation. Meet Margot from rural England. She had her router in the upstairs landing, but it was separated from her headboard by a single thin wall. She found herself feeling inexplicably anxious right before bed and waking up with a sense of mental fuzziness. The gentle solution. This is one of the most powerful changes you can make. If possible, move the router entirely out of the bedroom. But if you must keep it close, the best action is to power it off at night. You don't need the internet while you sleep. You can simply unplug it, or use a timer that automatically cuts the power between, say, 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. Margot started unplugging hers every night, and she described the resulting silence, both physical and energetic, as profound. The nightly anxiety melted away, and her sleep deepened noticeably. Item number 4, the digital clock and charging hub. Now we come to item number 4, the one that is right beside your bed. Your digital alarm clock, phone charger, and the device being charged. For many of us, our nightstand has become an electrical hub. We have the phone charging, the tablet charging, the bright glowing digital clock, and maybe a small reading light. This seemingly innocent cluster creates a trio of EMF concerns right next to your head for 8 hours a night. The transformer, adapter. Every plug-in wall charger contains a small transformer that converts the wall electricity. This little box is a constant source of extremely low frequency, ELF magnetic fields, and those fields are strongest closest to the source. The digital clock. Many digital clocks, especially older LED or brightly lit models, emit both an electric and magnetic field. That bright light, even if dimmed, also suppresses melatonin, the hormone we need to fall and stay asleep. The charged device. The phone. Even on airplane mode, the phone's charging process is an electrical source. If it's not on airplane mode, it's also sending and receiving constant wireless signals from the cell tower and Wi-Fi router. The relatable story of David. David, a retired teacher from the Midwest, would place his phone on the charger right on his nightstand within arm's reach. He started noticing a persistent ringing in his ears, tinnitus, that seemed to flare up during the night. The phone and charger were barely a foot from his head. The gentle solution. This change is simple, yet profound. Move all charging devices and your cell phone at least 3 to 6 feet away from your body while you sleep. This means off the nightstand and across the room. Replace your digital clock with an old-fashioned battery-operated clock. David moved his charger to his dresser on the opposite side of the room and swapped his digital clock for a simple analog one. The intensity of his nighttime tinnitus lessened considerably, and he reported a deeper, more uninterrupted sleep. The principle is to move the electromagnetic bubble away from your brain while it's in its most vulnerable, restorative state. Item number 5, the electric blanket or heated mattress pad. Our fifth item is something designed purely for comfort, especially in colder climates, the electric blanket or heated mattress pad. These items generate warmth by running electrical current through thin wires woven into the blanket or pad. The very nature of this design means that you are literally sleeping on or under a network of wires carrying electricity. While they are incredibly cozy, they expose your entire body, not just your head, to a significant and continuous dose of extremely low-frequency ELF magnetic fields for the whole time they are powered on. In fact, they can often produce some of the highest magnetic field readings of any common bedroom appliance. Take the case of Mrs. Peterson, an active woman in her 50s living in a cold coastal town in Canada. She relied on her electric blanket to warm her bed before she got in. She noticed her joint pain, particularly in her hips and knees, seemed to be worse on the days she used the blanket heavily. While there's no definitive proof of a direct link to joint pain, the constant, whole-body exposure to a magnetic field could be a subtle biological stressor. The gentle solution: you don't have to give up the warmth. The key is timing. Use the electric blanket or heated pad to pre-warm your bed, but unplug it completely right before you get in. Do not leave it on, even on a low setting, while you are sleeping. If you need warmth overnight, opt for an old-fashioned safe hot water bottle, or simply add another quilt or blanket. Mrs. Peterson started unplugging her blanket completely before getting into bed, relying on the residual warmth, and found her overall sense of rest and morning comfort improved. Before we close, let's touch on one final, very common environmental factor: the wiring in your walls. Often, the electrical wiring that runs to an outlet or switch can generate a small, local magnetic field. If your bed is pushed up against a wall that has multiple outlets, or if a major service line runs through that wall, you might be sleeping very close to a persistent source of EMF. The gentle solution. The simplest solution here is to pull your bed, especially your headboard, just a few inches away from the wall. Even 6 inches can make a dramatic difference in the strength of any field emanating from the wiring. If you suspect an issue, try moving your bed entirely to a different wall if possible. If you've never moved your bed since you got it, perhaps this is the gentle nudge you needed. We've covered 5 common items: your smart TV, the cordless phone base, the Wi-Fi router, your charging devices, and your electric blanket, plus one important piece about wall placement. The core message here is not to live in fear of technology, but to live mindfully with it, especially in the place where your body is meant to rest and repair: your bedroom. The goal is to return your sanctuary to a truly quiet state, not just for your ears, but for your entire nervous system. Remember the principle: distance is your friend. A few feet can make all the difference. I encourage you to take one thing from this video, just one, and make a gentle change tonight. Will you turn off your Wi-Fi? Will you move your charging phone across the room? Will you unplug that electric blanket right before you slip under the covers? We are all in this journey of mindful living together. I would genuinely love to hear from you. Please share in the comments below. Which of these 5 items surprised you the most, and what is the one simple change you plan to make in your bedroom tonight? Your personal experience helps all of us learn and grow. If you found this gentle, practical information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps YouTube share this important message with more people in our community. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more thoughtful content designed for your best health in your wisest years. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Be well, sleep deeply, and I'll see you in the next video.